Drake Parker and his band, whose names I do not know.
With Drake and Josh having like little to no DVD releases, and most of these being hard to find on YouTube, you could only really watch snippets of these shows throughout different parts of the internet. And that is not how I want to watch my childhood shows. See, isn't it crazy? Like, it's hard to find so many places. And this was such an iconic episode.
Hang on, I just gotta see this one more time.
What's up, everybody? It's Johnny 2000, covering 2000s media, TV, film, music, and more. So it turns out there is a number of reasons why some episodes of TV shows are not on a streaming service, on a DVD, or even on YouTube sometimes. It could be as simple as So Random's one off-color eating disorder joke, or it could be as severe as Girl Meets World's insensitive autism episode that you guys have been telling me about. I know what you guys are thinking, it's ridiculous. Like, why try to bury something that was so clearly in the public and accepted for some time? And I kind of agree. It's always a reason that you think is just ridiculous, like the rights to music, maybe even a single bad joke.
Turn it off!
Then there's misinformation, kind of like Hannah Montana did with its canceled episode when they started putting out information about diabetes that didn't actually make sense. iCarly got banned for making fun of a mental institution, and Sweet Life of Zack and Cody took out an entire episode because Chris Brown was in it. So there's a multitude of reasons that these networks don't want those episodes out there. Maybe for their company's reputation, maybe they don't want to be viewed as insensitive, or maybe they just want to save money. Because at the end of the day, that's all it's really about, it's the money. But it's a real tragedy when it happens to more than one or even a few episodes of a show. And the biggest culprit that has suffered from this is Drake and Josh. Drake and Josh went on for 4 seasons, and before people got offended by things in general, some of its outlandish humor and approach to teenage life was borderline controversial as a whole. But we loved it! So let's get into Season 2, Episode 8, Blues Brothers.
Hello? Drake, come here!
Dude, you're late for work. Where are you?
Here, behind the trash can.
Josh comes in all excited because he is chosen to be the weatherman alongside his father on TV. Megan is like, why didn't he ask me? And starts to build a vendetta against him for it.
I'm gonna talk to Dad about this.
Meanwhile, Drake is signing up for the talent show. Him and his band are going to perform, and this fangirl keeps coming up to him and saying all the details of his concert to prove she's the #1 fan, and it's very stalker territory.
Do I know you?
No. I love you. Bye.
And Drake dismisses it, like impressed somehow.
Gotta be fun being you. Yeah.
Then a guy named Hewitt and his a cappella boy group come up to threaten Drake, saying there is no way he is going to beat them. They show off by singing their a cappella version of Silent Night, which is not impressive, but I guess they're worried about it.
Sleep in heavenly peace.
And the stakes are raised. Meanwhile, Josh gets stuck in the window trying to put something up, and Drake has to help him. And it's one of these moments that, like, Josh's physical comedy is just so funny. He's, like, so committed to it. Apparently, he's going to be on in 2 hours and wants to get a feel for the weather, which, if you're on in 2 hours, Josh, I don't think you should be chilling at home. He practices in front of the mirror, and it's so funny.
Today's forecast. Today's forecast.
Megan comes in and actually warns him that he could be embarrassing himself in front of so many people, and obviously gets into his head. This is probably one of the first moments we really see Megan's personality shine and actually really affect the brothers' plot, which is a shame that this episode cannot be found anywhere else. Finally, Josh shows up on the TV show next to his father, and he looks like a nut. He's doing a great job at first with Audrey and Megan and Drake watching them on TV, and suddenly Megan's voice comes into his head and makes him extremely nervous.
High pressure.
You make one mistake, and millions of people see it.
He begins twitching on television, and it is hilarious. He takes off his jacket and has pit stains everywhere, so this just gets kicked up another notch. Honestly, if I were a viewer, I would think that he was having a seizure on television. It's so weird that everybody's acting so casual around Josh about this. Like, does anybody want to help him? Drake and his band are prepping for the talent show, and Helen and the fangirl. Helen gets so impressed by Drake doing the most minimal of all activities, which is super funny, while Josh is embarrassed to be seen in public. They meet behind a trash can. He reveals he's super embarrassed to be seen in public, which Drake is like, that's crazy, nobody cares, and then this happens.
You leave this boy alone. Isn't it bad enough that he humiliated and degraded himself on the television?
Thank you, Helen.
Drake tries to get Josh a pep talk, but he's so focused on the battle of the bands that he doesn't really think about it. As we finally get to the talent show, it kind of reminds me of the iCarly episode where they're trying out weird talents for kids in the pilot. I don't know why, it just gives me that vibe. But they're hosting this talent show at the premiere, which I never really thought about. And things take a turn for the worse when Drake realizes that this a cappella group stole the theme song of Drake and Josh.
It's gonna take some time to realize.
I mean, obviously they don't call it that, they just call it his song, but still, it's the theme song. Josh goes backstage because he is too embarrassed to be there. But Drake, needing to go out really soon, Drake needs to come up with a plan. Josh, who's too embarrassed, is about to leave when Drake has to convince him the Blues Brothers tribute.
You're gonna sing Soul Man with me. What is this, Twitch-a-palooza? You know what happens to me when I get up in front of people. Yeah, and it's gonna keep happening if you don't get over it now. No, Drake, I can't.
Josh says no to this, until he shows off on stage. He surprises Drake by showing up in the outfit and does a cartwheel across the stage. They go through with the whole tribute, and this is one of the most iconic moments in the series, where Josh is surprisingly too good at dancing at some parts and really bad at others. And for some reason, they have an 8-piece band for this. Drake, you would have won, I feel like, at this point. The music number goes on for really long, which is not usual for Nickelodeon because they don't usually have musical numbers, so they don't really know how to do it correctly. It restores Josh's confidence, makes the a cappella group disappointed, and they win. This almost feels like an exact replica of the eventual dance competition they have in Drake and Josh. Remember one of the last episodes where Drake and Josh have to work as a team to beat this other couple? Yeah, that's kind of what this feels like. Overall, I don't know why this didn't make it. Maybe because of the Blues Brothers tribute, maybe they only had like a certain amount of time to air this episode, but it's become such a staple of the Drake and Josh series. When I look back on my memories, I do remember this specific episode so vividly. And to think that I can't just find it on Paramount Plus is kind of a shame. Do you guys even remember this one? Like, when you saw this, were you like, oh, of course this one exists? Because this, to me, feels like a lost episode. I haven't even seen clips from this in years. Overall, this is the biggest tragedy in the entire group of Forgotten Drake and Josh episodes.
Nope, I don't want to be on TV.
Why not?
I'd be way too scared.
But yeah, that's the episode. So Drake and Josh has had minimal DVD releases, and when I mean minimal, I mean so minimal. Drake and Josh Goes Hollywood, Suddenly Brothers Part 1 with only a couple of the Season 1 episodes, and then some video-on-demand releases from Amazon, which I do not count as official releases. Point is, there's not a lot of areas you could find Drake and Josh episodes. And what's worse is today, it's Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus is supposed to have everything. They told us they would have everything. But Drake and Josh Season 1 is missing 2 episodes, and Season 2 is missing 6 out of 14 episodes. That entire season is essentially banned. I'm gonna get into all of the episodes that are banned in my Season 2 retrospective of Drake and Josh, which is going to be coming out super soon, but I wanted to take the most important banned episode and talk about why this is such a shame. With Drake and Josh, it's especially frustrating because a lot of their content wasn't super offensive, or it had to do with more licensing issues than other things. I'm not sure if fake Helen maybe had to do with it. iCarly went pretty far with what's publicly still out there. And the fact that Drake and Josh is one of the most famous Teen Nick shows is just an atrocity. Is that a word?
What's the weekend looking like?
Well, you might want to take those swim trunks out, because it looks like the sunshine is here to stay.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Johnny 2000 for 2000's media, movies, TV, and so much more. Don't forget to tune in. And thank you guys, and have a great day. Do you remember the infamous Drake and Josh episode, The Gary Coleman Grill? Did that bring a nostalgic memory to your brain? I bet you don't remember that. You probably haven't seen it for so many years. Do you know why? Because it was pulled from streaming services. It's not on any DVDs. This is one of the hardest episodes of Drake and Josh to find. So I consider this another banned episode. Season 2 of Drake and Josh just is unapologetically buried. But let's jump back into this and see if you remember exactly what this is and why it was buried. We start off at the premiere in this episode, and Josh is selling popcorn. Drake interrupts with no remorse for the people in line when he finds out that Josh is actually in cold water with Helen. Drake jumps behind the cashier and shows him how easy it is to upsell popcorn. He tells an old lady that she will live if she has it, which is borderline a threat, I believe.
The medical report that said popcorn helps the elderly not die.
Right. I do enjoy living.
But it works. Turns out the boys are actually really good at selling products. Two businessmen named Buddy and Guy approach them, complimenting them on their skills, saying that their charisma would work really well with a Gary Coleman grill. They offer them 20% per grill, and Drake is really bad at math. We didn't need to be reminded that.
$8,000 a grill! $8 a grill!
And they say they'll set him up with 100 grills. Josh and Drake are both excited by this idea. So Josh finds Audrey in the kitchen cooking. He tries to sell her a Gary Coleman grill with Drake's help, and the two have a very QVC way about them when they're trying to sell this product. I mean, I would buy it from them.
So it just cooks things.
No, it's also an MP3 player.
They sell the fact that not only is it a grill, but it can listen to music, which I am in 2025 where that is a lot more rare. I think at the time there were iPods, or I don't even know what people listened to at the time. Maybe if this grill hooked up to my shower, I would buy it. Oh wait, that would kill me.
Hey, why don't you buy 6?
'Cause I'm not an idiot.
Honey, look. I bought a Gary Coleman grill.
Great. Now we've got 7 of them.
These guys are definitely a part of a pyramid scheme. The more I see them interact with other people about what they're doing, it just is so schemy. It feels like an episode of Ed, Edd n Eddy. The next day, they're in school. Josh has his Gary Coleman grill on his desk with a spatula, which I get that it's here just to listen to music. One, it looks ridiculous, and two, you don't need a spatula just to listen to music. I don't know why he would put that in his backpack and then unload it on his desk.
So why don't you go out and buy one?
You know I can't. Not available in America yet.
Yeah, that's why I bought 100 from my friend in Japan.
Drake turns his entire interaction with Josh into an infomercial, and all the kids fall for it. Suddenly, everybody wants to buy the grill. So now it looks like Drake and Josh are rich, and it's just crazy what they're choosing to spend their money on. They have a Coke machine, they have workout stuff, which I don't remember ever seeing them work out. And then art for some reason. Like, why would the boys buy art? They apparently still have $1,000 left. I'm not sure what their concept of money is, but this is clearly like at least $10,000 worth of material in their house. And I don't know how, 1, they bought it, 2, they transported it there, and 3, what they're gonna do with it. But of course, teenagers with this much money is obviously, this is the dream of what to spend it on. Megan comes in suspicious, saying she wants a piece of the action, but obviously the boys don't let it happen.
But just remember, I'm younger than you. One day, you'll both be old and sick. That's when you'll need me. But I'll be in Europe, laughing it up while the two of you are lying in bed, gagging on your own saliva.
Megan should be a poet. The way she uses her words are just vastly impressive. Drake and Josh are selling the Gary Coleman grills at the premiere, and everybody wants one. It's fair to say that Drake and Josh have entered the 1%. They even get in a money fight in public, which could not be safe for their well-being. 2 other guys come to buy some grills. When they say they have badges, Drake doesn't understand what they mean, which...
Wait, you want all of them?
That's right.
Sorry, we only accept cash.
These are badges.
Dude, cash only.
And these guys revealed that they are arresting Drake and Josh because apparently the grills are stolen and they're selling them. Ooh. So they're cuffed and taken away, which I don't know. I think they're minors. I don't know if this would affect them so much, but I'm concerned And I would be at that age, I guess, so. They still don't have any answered questions, and they essentially have to get comfortable being behind bars. Josh starts freaking out with Drake telling him to be cool, but Josh just unapologetically insults everybody in the jail, and I would not want to be locked away with him.
Prison is for scum and lowlifes. Except for you guys. I'm sure you're all wonderful people.
The cops question them, and some of the best jokes are here.
Eyewitnesses say the thieves were two clean-cut Caucasian males.
There you go. We're not Caucasian, we're white guys.
They tell them about how the Gary Coleman grills were stolen off of a truck, which leads them to believe it's them, which I don't understand why this is the case. How these guys are like 16 in this season. I don't know why they would categorize them with these adult criminals. Like, can you even put 16-year-olds in jail with adults like that? All police officers, please comment below. The cops confuse them so much and even get an accidental confession out of Josh.
Oh, leave me alone. I'm confused and sweaty.
And they start questioning him about the quality of the grill, which doesn't seem like a fair question from cops. Drake and Josh are given one phone call each. Drake tries to call Megan, who immediately hangs up, and then Josh also tries to call Megan. He stays on long enough to tell her that they're in jail, but she does not believe him. She just wants to talk about with ponies with Denise. Eventually, Megan is no help, and the boys are back alone in jail.
Megan. All yours.
So in the next scene, we see Megan approach the two guys from earlier, the criminals, Buddy and Guy, and says that she wants in on selling the grills. I'm really confused at why this is going down now. She insists that she could sell way better than the guys and even goes up to sell one of them to a woman.
My daddy makes me sleep in the backyard. Will you please buy one? I miss my bed. Oh, of course.
And claims child abuse if she doesn't buy this grill. The two men are impressed, but it turns out that this is just a secret ploy to get them to confess. Megan manages to get them to admit that they stole the grills, and the FBI guys walk in. See, I love how they didn't believe in Drake and Josh, but they finally believed a 10-year-old girl. And I also can't believe that Buddy and Guy were probably about to work with Megan on this. Like, can we reflect on that? They almost convinced a 10-year-old girl to be a part of a pyramid scheme.
Excuse me, are you this little girl's father?
Yes, I am.
How dare you make her sleep in the yard?
I wonder if these episodes are banned because of how adult themed they are. Like, these are borderline like adult sitcom situations that Drake and Josh are getting themselves in. Like, they've been to jail twice in this series, and they're only getting older, so I don't know where the show is gonna keep going from here. So Megan, Audrey, and Walter show up to the jail to release Drake and Josh. They're surprised to find out that Megan actually did this for them. It's a really sweet moment between brothers and sisters because Megan's never really done a lot of positive things for them. But this entire arc is resolved with her help, so that's kind of nice. The detectives introduce them to Gary Coleman. Ooh, this is embarrassing. They think he's gonna thank him, but he actually just demands that he has all the money back from the stolen grills.
You know, I know you didn't spend all my money, because if you did, I'd be really upset.
And Drake and Josh are obviously really embarrassed, so they throw him in prison and run away. Oh my gosh, they have to be able to go to jail for this. In the end, Gary Coleman takes everything they bought one by one, and they try to fight for it, but it does not work. And that is the end of the episode. The Gary Coleman Girl episode is one of the most popular episodes that I have not forgotten to this day. I forgot that most of the episode is them rotting in prison, and only a small portion of it is them just selling these grills, but all around a really good episode. I can only imagine that this is not being aired because of the fact that the Gary Coleman name is in the grill, it's the guy in the episode, and so much, like, why would you be able to, like, why would you pay so much money to keep this episode airing? I guess that's the only reason.
Sorry.
Happens.
Thank you guys so much for watching. This was Johnny 2000, and I will see you guys next time. Guys, I cannot believe how many banned Drake and Josh episodes I've been able to come across. I don't mean to recycle the same episode every day, but essentially I'm doing it. So there's 2 more episodes in season 2 of Drake and Josh that are just not airing, not on streaming anymore. It's ridiculous. Yes, they're on YouTube, I see that, but when you're yelling at me in the comments, I'm not gonna have a response for it. So I'm gonna share with you 2 today. The first one is the license episode, and the second one is the Little Diva episode. Let's start with the license one.
I seriously doubt our driving test is gonna include stealing a bus and ramming dragons. Do you know that for sure?
So Drake and Josh are just hanging out in the room with Drake playing video games super loud. Turns out that they should be studying for their driving test that's coming up. They get into a big argument, and I forgot how immature these guys were. When they get home from school, they find out that Walter is trying to help the boys learn how to drive. He has this whole stop sign set up in the living room and a hula hoop as a driver's wheel. Like, this bit is so funny.
A good driver is always prepared for the unexpected.
Yeah, I know. I'm always telling Drake.
A little girl!
I get to see a lot of Walter for the first time, which I haven't really seen him be this funny, and I feel like this definitely solidifies me liking him. Megan pretends to be a little girl being struck by a car, which I do not know how that would help you learn how to drive.
Nice going, Josh. You ran over your sister.
I get to run over her next.
Drake does not take this seriously at all, but Josh does. Later, when it's actually time to take the test, Drake gets somebody really pleasant and polite, and Josh gets a really bitter old woman who hates teenagers. With every interaction, Josh and this old woman just seem to butt heads at every corner, and Drake and his driving instructor really hit it off, and she's like really into this, which is really uncomfortable.
Let me just put up your window. Do you want me to rub it?
You expect Drake to get his license and Josh not to, but it turns out to be the opposite. Josh gets his license and Drake doesn't, which is not fair because this woman clearly did not warn him of the issues of his driving. She like only fed into it, which is really not cool.
You want to fry?
Gotta keep my hands on the wheel.
No problem.
But it's funny to hear all the reasons he didn't get his license. He needs to have it for the Drake and Josh Go Hollywood movie, but I guess that's not talked about yet. Megan rubs it in his face that he cannot drive, which is super funny. And Josh is living life on the edge, driving everywhere. Drake is bitter that Josh has to drive him places when Josh actually gets pulled over. Walter warns the boys earlier that if they ever get a ticket, their license is going to be taken away from them by the parents. So when the cop comes, Josh tries every trick in the book to not appear suspicious, and he looks worse.
Oh, my heart! Oh, the bacon! I think I'm having an episode!
Give this to him when he stops faking that heart attack.
Will do.
Later, he's freaking out, and Drake offers to pay the ticket for him in exchange for taking him on rides whenever he wants. And Josh is like, wow, that sounds like a great deal. Let's do it.
Actually, I wouldn't mind going to get the zero gravity CD. Drive me to the mall?
No prob. To the Josh-mobile.
Dude, you gotta stop saying that.
So later, Josh finds himself waiting around for Drake, taking him everywhere you would imagine. And Drake just uses him for his personal gains, which is not a surprise at all. Drake holds this over his head, even waking Josh up in the middle of the night to go get tacos, which of course he doesn't want to do.
I'm not driving to the night on some Mexican adventure.
Okay, I just thought that a corn shell full of beef and cheese would be a small reward for, I don't know, helping you keep your driver's license.
Josh stands up for himself and says that he's not going to just drive him around everywhere, and he could tell Walter about the ticket and stop holding this over his head. Later, Gavin comes by with a giant shovel, asking Josh questions about work, which is this his first episode? He's even waiting around as he goes on his dates. Everything gets kicked up even more when Drake asks Josh to chauffeur his date, insists on calling him Chives, and makes him wear a suit. So this is taken to the next level, as Josh just sits in the car and waits for Drake and his date.
Chives, do I need to have a talk with Father about the ticket you received?
Yeah, you do.
Eventually he gets so fed up and the two start arguing, leaving Josh to sit in the passenger seat and said, go ahead, Drake, why don't you drive? Second he gets in the driver's seat, the cop comes again. And it's the same cop, and for some reason he doesn't recognize the boys. Josh tries to be against Drake, but it turns out to be his issue because since he's the one with the license, he's responsible for Drake being behind the wheel. And the episode ends on them fighting.
You're going to have to give me 2 tickets.
What for?
One for the faulty taillight, and one for this!
The first episode that really ends on a really dark note, and like we never see anything resolved, which is fair because it's like I do want to see the funniest parts, and this is definitely it. So yeah, that was the licensed one. I thought it was really funny. Now let's go to the Little Diva. Okay, so this one in reviewing, I definitely see why it didn't need to be on Paramount Plus. Maybe because it's about this little girl passing out, and not even the same actress is playing Helen in this episode. Like, there's a lot of ways this could be seen inappropriate in the public eye. So I'm kind of glad they don't have this on Paramount Plus, although I do think it's a good episode. You know, no more chit-chatting, let's dive in. Season 2, Episode 7, Little Diva. So Helen informs Drake and Josh that a superstar is going to be coming to the premiere.
I can't tell you, it's top secret hush-hush business. Gotta keep it on the down low. We are having a real Hollywood premiere right here in this theater.
Helen's telling them about the after party, which Drake really wants to go to, and Josh is assigned to escort and protect this little girl around the premiere, which is weird because she has a bodyguard named Citrus, and isn't that his job? But I guess Helen just wants to accommodate her. The next day, Drake and Megan show up to Josh's work, claiming to look for the little girl. When she enters, Josh is more excited than them. We think she's humble at first, but then she starts bossing around Josh immediately, with her bodyguard even intimidating him when he gets it wrong.
I asked for room temperature. This water is chilled. Are you trying to kill me?
And she is a stereotypical snobby kid.
If you mess this up, I will thump you like a melon. You follow me?
Yes, ma'am. Like a melon.
Later back at the house, Drake is asking about getting into the after party, but Josh is exhausted for tending to this little diva's really specific requests.
She doesn't like the green gummy bears, so I had to take those out. Then she suggested I do some sit-ups.
That's ridiculous.
I know. Who doesn't like green gummy bears?
And Drake is just so selfish, he does not even care about Josh's well-being in this situation. The next day, Drake is badgering Josh still, as this little child is dictating the entire premiere. Helen is making sure Josh abides by every one of her whims.
If I'm gonna be helping you out, I think we should lay some ground rules.
Dance.
What?
Dance.
I don't wanna dance.
Citrus.
Dancing!
This is how he got the visual gags this episode for sure. So now he's working for her full time, even delivering a fridge? Why did she have this as a request? Later, the little girl goes to hang out with Megan at the house, and she starts bossing him around off the clock. Woof, this girl has got charisma.
Wow. Look at that. 7 seconds have already gone by, and still no soy latte.
Look, Ashley, I don't know who you think you are,
I
but...
think I'm Ashley Blake.
And this is one of the most infamous scenes. Megan and this girl set a bucket on top of the boy's door to knock them out, but instead accidentally dropped the bucket on the little girl's head, and they blame Drake and Josh anyway. This is like one of the most iconic lines from this show. Like, it was just so funny back then and such a meme.
She was reaching for a bucket on top of your door, and it fell and it hit her head.
Man, jeez. Why was your bucket on top of our door?
Why was your door under my bucket?
The doctor from the episode before confirms that they hit her with the bucket, and they keep that on the record, which is so not fair.
Perhaps you should have thought of that before you hit her in the head with a bucket.
Wait, we didn't hit her in the
Listen to the doctor, Josh. No more hitting little girls in the head with buckets.
Drake and Josh start freaking out because obviously they can't have the premiere without the star of the movie, and they are going to be in deep trouble. Until Drake comes up with the clever but obvious idea to Weekend at Bernie's her, use her passed out body to appear like she is still awake. This girl could be dead for all they know. Oh wait, no, a doctor just came. I don't think that's the truth.
It's Helen. She's gonna want to talk to him.
Oh, the garbage can. Here, hold it.
So they have to hide it from Helen, which is not actually Helen. This is another actress that it's weird that they replaced her. And Drake and Josh have to go through the entire event, making it look like natural that this girl is awake. And it is horrible. Like, there's no way this comes across as real. And right when they think they're out of the clear, the premiere guards expect her to answer a Q&A. So Drake and Josh insist on going with her to the podium and answering the questions for her.
You two gentlemen don't need to stay here.
Yeah, we do. She's a pescatarian.
The press may now ask questions.
Ashley?
But obviously everybody gets frustrated and the facade becomes a lot harder to keep up. Finally, they get through it and throw her back into a trash can. Oh my god, these kids. Later, they pull her out and give her to Citrus, who puts her back in the trash can, and they leave her there. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I could see why they left this off Paramount Plus. This one specifically, having the little girl passed out the whole time, having the guys take care of her, but not a lot of the parental supervision coming into play. Like, this is a bad look for a kids network, and some of the jokes are funny, but I definitely think it's safe to put this one aside. It's not worth the risk. Although the bucket joke is exactly the redeeming quality for this entire episode. I wish they just rewrote it or at least re-edited it to take out some of the more ridiculous issues. Otherwise, it was a good Drake and Josh episode, but it definitely doesn't hold up with the culture of what we have today. It's not a terrible episode, but I definitely see why Nickelodeon doesn't want to publicly put it out there. Although I do wish there was like a section of that set aside for us. Like, these are really fun episodes, and I want to still be able to see them now.
I can't believe how much in both of these episodes I still remember. Like, I would assume these lost episodes were things I have never seen at all, but it turns out these are just like the most common, really good episodes that played every day on Teen Nick, and just suddenly they're not available anymore. It's insane. Thank you guys so much for watching the same video every day this week. I really appreciate it, and I'm gonna probably do another one and branch off to other shows as well. So until next time, everybody, this is Johnny 2000. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell your grandparents about me. Have a great day.
Hey, Josh, I made a Drake t-shirt special for you.
So if you saw my other Drake and Josh video, we talked about the banned episodes. There's surprisingly a ridiculous amount in Drake and Josh above all shows combined. Like, iCarly may have 2 or 3 here, Girl Meets World had one, Sunny with a Chance, sure, but Drake and Josh missed 6 out of the 14 episodes in the second season to being banned, 2 in the first season, and I didn't even check the other ones because I was too scared. But since there's so many, I wanted to do more than one today. I wanted to do number 1 fan and guitar. So today I want to get into another pivotal episode of Drake and Josh that did not need to be banned. And I bet when you guys see it, you're gonna really feel nostalgic. This was another staple of the Drake and Josh series. Let's quit jabbering and let's jump into it. What's up, everybody? I'm Johnny 2000, focusing on TV, music, movies, media, and so much more. Everything in the 2000s had a place. You were either a family sitcom, a work life or school show, or one of those lead ensemble shows. Drake and Josh was a perfect amalgamation of so many fun and hilarious topics.
Video games teach hand-eye coordination, which is why I now have cat-like reflexes.
In Season 2, Episode 10, Number 1 Fan, you get all the best elements of Drake and Josh in one go. You get Drake pursuing his music career, you get a fantastic guest star, and a really sweet moment, making you wonder, why is this lost to time, and how can I get it back? No, just kidding, you're not gonna work that hard, are you? I like that Campfire Kids is the name of the scout troop, like that's a funny parody of the Boy Scouts. The song that plays in the end of this episode is Drake's first album, Telegraph. Probably why it was taken off the air. Like, what a stupidly simple reason. This is one of the rare episodes to be included on the US releases of Drake and Josh, the best of seasons 1 and 2 on DVD. It's called Number 1 Fan, and it's featuring the all-famous Allison Stoner, who played similar characters at the time.
Cool guitar.
Who are you?
I'm Wendy. Well, my real name's Melissa, but I hate the name Melissa, so people call me Wendy.
She tells Drake that she is his number 1 fan, and it is her dream for him to play a song for just her. She asks for an autograph, and Drake gives a Frankie Muniz from Josh's desk, and she essentially is pretty unapologetic about taking it. Meanwhile, there's this whole through line of Josh being in charge of the Girl Scouts. It apparently belonged to Walter, but since the kids are being so crazy, Josh needs to take it over.
All right, listen up, children. I am your new Campfire Kids chief.
You're our new chief? Seriously?
That's right.
I'm out.
I don't think you're supposed to fight fire with fire, guys. So while they're all on a field trip to the movie theater, which is not very Girl Scout-like, Wendy notices that Drake is on a date. She's skeptical and begins to question the girl.
So, Larissa, what's your favorite song of Drake's?
I didn't know Drake wrote songs. I'd love to hear some.
I bet you would.
Only making Drake visibly uncomfortable. She shows up later at his house and gives both Drake and Josh gifts of Drake passed out in a shirt format.
Why are my eyes closed?
Oh, I took it while you were sleeping.
Right.
And this is one of my favorite jokes when she gives Josh the giant sweatshirt. Like, that's so rude to have assumed his size like that. I don't know why, it's just funny to me.
Is this for me or a sport utility vehicle?
Drake's getting ready because apparently this is his first radio appearance, so he's about to play guitar on this radio show. Wendy takes advantage of this too and decides to promote it by putting flyers all around Drake's school. Oh my gosh, how embarrassing is this? So Drake actually has to set a boundary, tell her what's going on, and that he will never care for her. Okay, wait, maybe he's taking this a little too far.
I'm not gonna sing a song for you, and I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not even your friend. So just leave me alone.
During the radio show, Drake is nervous and guilty about what he said to the girl. He takes out a note in his pocket that is his pick that he gave her earlier, saying that she's super sorry for everything she did. And obviously Drake is very sentimental and realizes that this is a big deal.
It's a woman, isn't it?
Kind of. Little woman.
Go to her.
Go to her?
Fix it.
It comes with a really awkward conversation with another artist, telling him to run back to whoever this girl is.
I'm disappointed in you for not braving the outdoors during a gentle rain shower. However,
Meanwhile, Josh is being tricked into a tent and locked up so the Girl Scouts could listen to Drake's radio performance. Wendy obviously doesn't want to because her and Drake now have beef, but it turns out Drake returns home. He ditched the radio appearance because he felt so bad about the way he acted, and he even asks Wendy if she still wants that song.
For me?
Just for you.
But what about all that stuff you said? I thought you hated me.
How can I hate my #1 fan?
It's a very sweet episode to see Drake have a redeeming quality. It's not super often we get it, and while we understand that a stalker is a big deal, and that it's justified that Drake had to raise his voice to assert a boundary like that, I think we feel really bad for the girl and look up to Drake for doing something he didn't necessarily have to do.
What are you doing here?
how come you're not on the radio?
Because
Otherwise, #1 Fan is just such a good episode, and I'm really sad that this is one of the ones that is not on Paramount+. Allison Stoner is a gift every time she's seen on these kid shows, probably because she does her one singular character so well, and I could watch it in a feature film if I had to. The side plot of Josh being in charge of the Girl Scouts is just so perfect for him, because while he's not in the main plot, he still plays an active role in the show.
Everyone gets one, and then we'll hold a rally.
Overall, great episode, and reminds me of how sad it is that it's not available to everyone anymore. I like that we have the through line of Drake's radio appearance because it shows that he's still pursuing music. And of course, every Dan Schneider show has to have somebody pursuing some kind of art-like tactic. It can't just be two brothers going through life like it was in the License episode. It has to be musically intertwined.
Want me to play you a song?
For me?
Just for you.
But what about all that stuff you said? I thought you hated me.
How can I hate my #1 fan?
See, isn't this ridiculous? Like, why in the world would this episode be gone? And Drake's song is actually really good. I can't believe that just not having the music rights would be a reason not to put this out. The Frankie Muniz joke is gold. Seeing a random musician giving Drake advice to go back to Allison Stoner is just so funny. And there's so much character in this episode. It's such a shame that it's not easy to find. Now let's talk about another episode that wasn't able to make it. This one actually is earlier in the season. The second episode that's also not on Paramount+. It's called Guitar.
It's announced on the radio that the band Zero Gravity is coming to the town.
and they're going to have call-in tickets. So the first caller would be able to win the tickets. Drake obviously wants to do this, so he takes it to the classroom. I don't know how he's so able to interrupt the teacher here, but he just blatantly like lies to the class and says he's gonna have a party.
So this Friday night, I'm having a history party. Awesome! So just be at my house around 8 o'clock and we'll party it up. Oh, and you have to bring your cell phones.
It's so funny how they portray Drake with technology, like he just keeps it in his hand and is like staring at it the whole time. Like, I don't know if that's what we actually did during physical class. And who is this teacher? Where's Miss Hafer? We still haven't had any recognizable teachers yet.
Excuse me, everyone. Can I have your attention, please?
Drake, I'm teaching.
And you're doing a great job.
This show took a long time to develop because like a lot of the normal everyday assets of Drake and Josh, I still haven't seen a lot of yet. So finally when he has this party and everybody realizes that he just wanted to use them to win this competition. Of course, guys.
I promise that later we can what? We can watch Yermo eat bugs, right, Yermo?
If it'll make me more popular.
It's so funny to think that Drake is so popular to a point where, like, if he had an entire party just for his own selfish deeds and he was found out immediately, he would just be able to continue being popular. But Drake is just able to come across as desperate, not worry about it, and every episode before and after this, he is the well-liked one. What?
Tell us your name, lucky caller.
Megan Parker.
Megan!
They find out that Megan is actually the caller. Drake and Josh run downstairs and Drake makes a bet that he'll do everything for Megan for like the next week if she gives him the tickets.
Hey, fine, I'll do your homework. Now give it.
So Megan gives him the phone and there's a question about the planets, which I don't know if Pluto's a controversy here. Maybe that's why they took it off Paramount Plus. But Drake remembers this song that Josh's teacher taught him and they win. I forgot about this song.
Hey, Neptune, it's Neptune.
You are correct.
Correct! Yeah, you are! It's all Mercury! That Venus! It's on the Earth!
Finally, Drake got the new guitar, and he's showing Josh. It's so funny because he idolizes it so much that he's like, do not take your eyes off of it. Josh doesn't know what to talk about with the guitar, which is hilarious. Like,
how's it going? I'm Josh. You like music?
Meanwhile, Walter is trying to get to know Drake a little bit more because Audrey mentioned that they don't really bond super well.
Why are you waiting outside the bathroom?
I'm bonding with Drake.
Later, Megan asks Josh to see the new guitar, leading him to turning on the amp and actually setting it on fire. Oh, come on, Megan, you knew what you were doing.
That is a special guitar.
She set him up for this. So Megan is just hanging out while Josh freaks out about what to do. How's he gonna hide the guitar? Like, the fact that he was raving about it so heavily in the scene before this just makes it even more stressful. Josh comes up with the idea to throw it in the guitar case and lock it.
It's locked. Yes! Some people care about safety. Just calm down and give me the key. What for? For to open the lock. Why are you acting all freakish? Dude, I lost the key, bro.
I'm like, this is not a good defense, Josh. So later, Josh and Megan go to the store to try to buy a new guitar and replace the old one. He doesn't really know how to buy guitars, and Josh is really funny in this situation. Later, Walter is forcing Drake to have a good time with him, and it is more awkward than ever. Drake has a talk with him and ends up just faking their bond to make Audrey feel better, and that's enough for both of them.
Maybe you should ask your new girlfriend to go bowling with you and your friends.
That's perfect. Thanks, Dad.
Later at the Zero Gravity concert, Josh tries to get the guitar to the lead singer and get the signature so Drake will never notice he took the guitar. But the guy thinks he's crazy because obviously he's rambling at him, and Drake even walks in on the conversation, overhearing the whole thing, and Josh is embarrassed, but Drake says that he actually really likes that he did that for him. Aw, so it's a sweet moment. I wonder if it was taken off Paramount Plus, Drake and Josh being too nice to each other. Fans would have been suspicious, so of course they could not air it. While they're talking to the guy, Josh slams down the guitar case on the lead singer's hand.
What? Are you hurt? Yeah! Where are you hurt? Is it your hand? Yes! Oh, I'm sorry. How many fingers am I holding up? I don't care! Oh, get me a doctor! Somebody get me a doctor!
So he can't even go on anymore. Not only that, I guess he's rewarded for it because the band's manager wants to put Drake in instead of him, which would be super awesome, and obviously Drake's a good guitar player, so this is a big moment for him, and of course Josh helped it happen. In the end, Drake actually goes on stage and is super excited. The next day, the band manager even shows up to give him the check. Oh my god, he got paid. Dude, how old is he? He didn't have to sign a form or anything. They were just able to throw him on stage like that? I guess they did that back in the 2000s. Drake and Josh have another sweet moment, and Drake gives Josh the entire check in repayment for helping him with the guitar. Oh, what a sweet episode. We end with Megan taking away Drake's chips, and that's the end. This one is really fun because it's finally, the intentions of the characters are driven by something positive, like Josh not wanting to let down Drake, and Drake repaying Josh for something that he feels like they worked together to have. So when looking this up, I couldn't find the reason that this wasn't on Paramount Plus. Like, there's no like controversial themes on like some of the other episodes, or like moments that I think would constitute, you know, like hiding this episode completely. I think Megan is super adorable in this episode, and it does such a good job at establishing the bond between Drake and Josh in a more positive light, giving them an obstacle that both of them care deeply to solve. Some of the jokes are just hilarious, including the ones with Walter trying to bond with Drake and it coming across so unnatural. The show is so down to earth in such a weird way that I forgot about, especially in the earlier seasons, less put together. The side characters even have funny lines whenever they come up. Maybe the pee jokes where Drake is trying to go to the bathroom and Walter's trying to talk to him. Like, I can't imagine what thing would come across as too inappropriate. But overall, I definitely give this one of the better Drake and Josh episodes in general. It is classic, it has comedy, it sticks to the premise of being stepbrothers trying to get along. Like, it's a good one. This is really good.
I feel like these are two great cases of why music licensing should not get in the way of television. These are both amazing episodes that needed to stay in the ether, but they just weren't. All we can really do is be sad for a long, long time. No, I'm just kidding. As long as these episodes are available somewhere online and somebody has access to them, hopefully we will always be able to watch them. Who knew that 20 years after it came out, I'd be able to find it simply on a Facebook group? Like, people have such weird ways of finding lost media nowadays that I have no doubt that some way it will be preserved. But in the meantime, it still won't be accessible, and that's just a fact we all have to get over. But thank you guys so much for watching this dual video, and let me know what you think in the comments. Is there other episodes that should have been banned that haven't been? I'd love to know more. Thank you guys so much, and have a great day.